Hey, what's up guys? So I've often heard it said that an indie game's success lives or dies by what streamers or YouTubers pick it up and feature it. And that's becoming more and more true in our heavily saturated space. So what exactly happens when a big streamer or YouTuber picks up your game? Well, I have that data for you today. I've got a friend of mine, Oliver Joyce, who is the creator of the Swords and Sandals series. He's been on his channel many times before. Well, his games have been picked up by some of the biggest Twitch streamers and YouTubers, including Twitch streamer XQC with over 10 million subscribers on Twitch, and Moist Critical on YouTube, who has also over 10 million subscribers. So Oliver generously allowed me to present you guys his statistics to show you exactly what happens when one of these YouTubers plays your game. All right, so let's get straight into the data. Let's start with Moist Critical, the master of the monotone. Very popular, both Twitch streamer and YouTuber. He's got 4.4 million followers on Twitch and 11 million on YouTube. So he organically picked up Oliver's most recent game, Swords and Sandals Immortals, and played it on Twitch for 4 hours. So what happened after this stream? So this is the page for Ollie's game. Now you'll notice I intentionally blurred out some of the more private data, and I might have Ollie on in the future where he can kind of discuss some of that if he chooses to. But for now, all we really need to see is how the sales responded. So you can see the game launched in late May. It came out of its flatline state, boom, it's alive, it's in the wild. And then after that kind of launch inception, it quickly starts to kind of taper off as, the algorithm starts kind of settling. And we had a bit of a spike here. It might have been kind of like a marketing beat or perhaps, Steam algorithm. And then it starts tapering off. And here towards the tail end of the launch week is when the stream took place on Twitch, which brought the sales back up to pretty much half of what this kind of launch spike was. And that's pretty cool. And keep in mind, Ollie's game is in early access, so he's going to go through another whole cycle of launch, hypothetically. And although this area here might look a bit flat, that's simply because it's sharing the window with this opening week. So it all kind of gets pushed down. But this area here kind of, as far as I can tell, represents, thousands of dollars of potential sales every single day. And for additional context, the game currently has 332 reviews with a 92% approval rating, and is selling at a mid price point of $18 US. And it had no launch discount to speak of, which might give you an inkling as to what the game's earning potential might be. So in this second example, we have the same streamer slash YouTuber playing one of Oliver's old games back on February the 20th, 2020. So this video has almost 2 million views. So really, really strong video. And interestingly enough, this video was of one of Oliver's Flash games that is not, as far as I know, for sale, but it had a cross-promotion effect to Oliver's current Steam library. And then 6 days later, the same YouTuber found one of Oliver's games on Steam and played that. So it's like a double whammy. And over 1 million views again. And yeah, so this is a pretty interesting example because we had 2 gameplays with massive views in the space of, 1 week. So let's have a look at how that affected his sales. So you can see down here, this peak area here was the first video, the cross promotion. And even though it was a cross promotion, it served to really spike up sales from the baseline. Really cool. And then 6 days later, we got this massive spike. This was the video, even though it has less views, it was a direct reference to an existing game on Steam, where for the first one, people would have kind of Googled the name of the game, found Oliver's library on Steam and kind of bought the games there. So you can see the difference here. Even though this video had more views, because it was kind of like an indirect, it had less impact on sales, where this one, less views, a more direct path to sales, and had a massive spike. Really impressive. And the other very clever thing Oliver did here, he responded to these videos. And you can see here, he writes to the community, hey all, developer of Swords and Sandals here, and 9.2 thousand thumbs up with heaps of comments, and the other video, 9.7 thousand thumbs up. So then people can click his channel, they can go to it and, hit the subscribe button. And, so it's a very effective way to kind of cross-promote your channel even further. Very, very clever. All right, so the final example we have is streamer XQC picking up Oliver's game. So this guy, as I mentioned, has 10 million or 11 million. And is it just me, or do all these kind of Twitch streamers all kind of try to look the same? It's very ninja kind of thing happening. But anyway, I don't have a copy of the stream, but basically what happened is, look at this. I mean, there must have been a lot of people in that stream. This guy's like a Fortnite streamer, so, big crowd. And like this peak here, I don't know what that baseline is down here, but I'll tell you now, Oliver is no slouch. His games sell fairly well in their baseline. He has kind of pretty long tail games that do fairly well. So this spike here is just ludicrous. This is nuts. So congratulations to Ollie on this day. I hope you bought yourself a nice pair of socks. But you can see here how quickly it drops off on Twitch streams. When a video takes place on YouTube, it has a longer tail, right? Because our video can be around for a long time. So it kind of takes a while to taper off, and a lot of these jumps here might have still been related to that video as the YouTube algorithm kind of promoted it, so the sales went up and down. And maybe even this big bump here was related to that video as, it started rising up in the YouTube algorithm. Where when it comes to a stream, it's just like a direct up-down kind of thing. Stream on, sales go up, stream finishes, boom, sales go back to where they were. So keep that in mind, so longevity, sometimes a YouTube video is more preferable, but at the same time, you cannot deny this huge spike here. I mean, it's very exciting. And one thing to keep in mind is that every single game is going to have a different result. Like, XQC obviously had a massive effect on that particular game because of that particular stream he had. And depending on the stream or how enthusiastic the streamer is when he plays your game. And that's why organic stuff is the most valuable, because if you pay someone to play your game, often they kind of fake enthusiasm and it's not nearly as convincing as if somebody organically picks up your game and plays it because they want to play it. There's a big difference, and people can kind of sense that when they watch it. And every YouTuber and streamer will have a kind of different conversion rate. Some people might have large communities and viewers, but don't necessarily convert stuff so well for various reasons. People have different reasons for watching somebody. Sometimes it's because you want to watch a train wreck unfold, but not necessarily because you want to, be influenced to buy something because of them. No two streamers are alike, and the product itself has to all kind of combine together to create something that's enticing. You see, with Oliver's games, it's easy often to kind of write it off on face value because of the art style. Like you might look at it and say, what's the big deal? But you got to ask yourself, why is such a big influential YouTuber playing this? As we all know, gameplay over art. And that's always been Oliver's kind of approach. If you look up his games on YouTube, you see videos with like millions of views from different streams here, 1.6 million views. And it's just like, yeah, people really love that game. It has a big cult following. You can go check out Oliver's latest game on Steam, Swords and Sandals Immortals. I'll drop a link down below. And you can see here, in a very short amount of time, he's got a 92% thumbs up. So very positive, very good start for this game, and I believe it's going to have a long tail. And while you're there, and if you haven't already, you might consider wishlisting the game I'm working on, Blood and Mead. It's a combat-focused, side-scrolling Norse adventure. A lot of brutal combat, places to explore, and skill trees, and things like that. I think you'll like it. So thanks again, Ollie, for sharing these stats with us. Immensely insightful and useful, and I'm sure everyone in the community appreciates it. So drop a comment, guys, down below. What do you think about these stats? What do you think about streamers? Have you had any experience of your own with these kind of situations, and what have you deduced? All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do drop a like. And thanks to all my Patreon supporters. I appreciate you guys so much.